Nope. That's what he started recording on. His board sounded like a freaking idiot.
He spelled hard wrong.
Is it normal for people to, even in a family, maybe definitely not a family, when we go on road trips, I don't listen to comedians ever.
Oh,
Never.
No.
But when we were on a road trip or driving somewhere for a long, extended period of time, these two, both of them will always come up with a comedian. And it was my job the other day to come up with a comedian. And, some of the stuff that you hear from a comedian that you just listen to for 4 hours straight is a little concerning to listen to when you're sitting next to your father in a truck that you can't get out of.
It ain't near as bad with Dad, though.
No,
like,
he
with
laughs
Mom
about
in the truck. I'm not doing that. That's like when we went
that
to...
guy was pretty freaking funny, though.
Who'd you listen to?
We started with Bill Burr. He didn't know who Bill Burr was.
What?
I'm like, dude, he's we were watching stuff when he had hair. That was a long time ago. And
yeah.
then whoever Josh Wolf is, we found him.
Wolf.
He was freaking funny.
If you, when we went to Vegas and got Rodney Carrington tickets.
Oh, that sounded like it would be awful.
Oh, it was great because we got there and their tickets were on the other side of the stadium and ours were over here. Mom's like, why'd you split us up? And I was like, you'll see.
Is it fun?
And then
to go to a comedy
afterwards,
show?
she was like, "That was a good idea." Oh, that one was a blast. But
It's
he was so good. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
All right. Welcome back to the Raised Hunting Pod.
What the?
All right, welcome back to the Raised Hunting Podcast. Glad you guys are with us. I'm joined today by Warren and Easton. I'm your host, David Holder, and I think we have a good one because I'm going to put this on Warren because Warren came up with it, but I think it's a good idea. I don't know what we're about to do exactly. I've never been a part of this tiering thing. However, I do understand it. They've explained it to me. So we're going to rank things that you would purchase in your hunting career or hunting, like, I don't know if we're going to do it by
Budget,
year,
really.
like a budget.
Spend
right.
the most money or spend the least money.
Okay, so how should you tackle, how do you go and tell the wife that you need $10,000 or how do you go and tell the wife you need $1,000? Whatever that is. But it's going to be in what they're telling me is the new way of ranking all this, and it's a tier system, and it goes from S to F. So some of you are familiar with it. If you're my age, you probably never heard of this before, and I get it. But hopefully we're going to make it make sense. So with that being said, I do want to shout out, and I'm going to apologize because it just happens. But I had a gentleman stop me the other day here in Iowa at a gas station and said he really appreciated the podcast. And he told me, I even asked him his name, and he told me where he was from. I want to say it was somewhere around, I don't know now. I don't want to say because I'm going to butcher it, But anyhow, you know who you are. We appreciate you. The other guy that we said we never did say anything about, Easton, wasn't it at the gas station?
Or no, it wasn't gas station. It was Arby's or Wendy's.
Yeah, we stopped to get something to eat in Missouri.
No, Kentucky.
It was Kentucky, wasn't it?
Yeah. When we were going to Kentucky last year and they announced our name on the order.
He
and he goes, did they just say Easton and David? And I looked over, I said, yeah, that's right. And he goes, like the Raised Hunting Podcast? I said, hey, that's right. And he's like, what are you guys doing here? That was freaking hilarious because it was totally random.
So we did not get that gentleman's name. So if you see us out in public, say hi, man. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to the podcast and we the ones that do it, we have something in common. So don't be afraid just to say, hey, what's up? Love visiting with people. I'm going to just apologize right now and tell you the truth. I probably won't remember your name because I had a hard time remembering theirs, and they've been with me for the last 30 years. So it just happens, man. You get older, you can't remember. What? Dude, you have a stupid look on your face today, and you look like a Smurf with that goofy hat on. So just get on with it.
Shots fired.
It's not my turn. It's his turn.
Okay.
Like, when have we ever taken turns here?
Every time we do it, the same exact thing every single time.
So before we hop in today's podcast, we're going to do our segment. So today, for our sponsor, So today's sponsor for the Race Hunting Podcast is Griffin Raynert. So now I got to bring you a little piece about Griffin Raynert. If you've ever seen Griffin around, you know the friendly smile we're talking about. But don't let the smile fool you. This man carries a masculine presence that says, I stack firewood for fun. In the woods, absolute deer-killing machine. We're talking freezer-filling, tag-punching, dawn-to-dusk operator. There's a buck within 5 miles radius. It's nervous when Griffin clocks in. And let's just say this. If Griffin has a wife, she's probably waking up every morning thankful for that big, strapping piece of man meat he is. And if he doesn't, ladies, if you're looking for a hunk of a man, of some man meat who can hunt, smile, shake a hand, and be a pillar in the local community, then go and introduce yourself to Griffin Raynert. Griffin, we appreciate you. This episode is brought to you by your hard work, strong handshakes, and one extremely capable human being. You are our sponsor this week.
What? That was not discussed.
I can tell you right
amazing.
now. I know exactly what Griffin is thinking right now. What the just happened?
No,
all I did was turn on the Race Hunting Podcast, and this got weird really fast.
Griffin's showing it to his wife. He's like, see, I've told you. So,
How much AI did that one take?
2 minutes?
Really?
30
No.
seconds?
AI sucked. So I had to I almost wrote the entire thing from scratch, and then I used it for a few tweaks because AI's was terrible.
That's freaking funny.
That's good, though.
So you're going to do a unique
you.
one every week?
Yes. So that's going to be my goal is, as you guys, if you haven't heard yet.
This is going to get so interesting.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get worse from here.
We do not take any sponsors on the podcast because you guys are the sponsors. And so with that being said, it took us forever to come up with this, and now we've started this new segment where we are, if you listen to the Rogan podcast or anything, this segment's brought to you by AG1. AG1's going to make you live forever, and you're never going to die, and here's your code, right? So that's no fun. Nobody wants to listen to that, and you guys are our sponsors. So if you want to help me out, when you guys leave comments and you post on the podcast, give me a few things that may be accurate that then I can go and write something off of. So, for instance, I'm not sure if Griffin has a wife or not, and without me getting really trying to get stalkish, I can't confirm. So, if you guys will just give me a few little pieces of information about yourself inside of the comments, then we can have some serious fun with this, I think.
You know what? You know what's going to happen, though.
Were you not impressed?
You do know what's
I think
going
it's hilarious.
You do know what that's going to come back. Griffin's going to send us a picture. Dude, I'm 14.
No, he's not. Because, and that was part of the reason that I chose Griffin for this week's podcast for this week's sponsor.
You could confirm something.
No, because he said, Warren, at the beginning, I definitely felt like this was a Conor McGregor apology. I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody.
That's so true.
And I was like, you earned a sponsor. We had a couple who said that. A couple who were like, that should have been April Fool's joke, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we are reading all of your guys' comments still, and we appreciate every single one of you, but we would rather, I think, and you guys would probably rather have the same, we'd rather take a 2-minute section or so and highlight one of you every week so it's a little more specialized and maybe our whole community gets to know you than try and go through too long of a list that we can't get through. But with that being said, we do want to continue to grow the podcast. So if you get any value out of the podcast, if you think it's funny, if you learned anything, then please do us 2 favors, which one is to leave us a review, and the second one is just share it with a buddy. If you have good friends, they'll listen to it. If not, they're lame, but you did your portion and you shared it with them. So that stuff really, really helps us grow. We really appreciate that. And then if you don't like the podcast, then you can just take a Conor McGregor and go after yourself.
Nice.
Anyways,
you both are going to be on one today.
I'm just saying, just skip it. If you didn't like it, go to the freaking next one. There's thousands of podcasts out there. Get over it.
But this one's we're definitely,
which we had one because it took us forever to get back to our 5-star. We had 4.9, and so we had to get to like 400 and something before we got back to a solid 5. So whoever that dude out there is just a menace. It's probably somebody who's like a really loyal podcast listener and accidentally hit the 1 instead of the 5.
It's probably Shane. Shane probably went in there for the first time and something like that. That was something he would do. Because he knew it'd irk us for the next freaking however long.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I think it was someone who's gay.
Yeah, you really are going there.
If you leave less than a 4-star review on this podcast, you're definitely gay.
See, now that the difference with our podcast is two. One, we're talking about hunting. That's not that different. There's a lot of them out there. But one, we include the listener. And number two, we don't include the people that are trying to buy your podcast to sell their products. The companies you see us working with are because they don't ask us to do anything other than use it. People will recognize you're using it. And we appreciate them.
If we weren't working with them, we would still tell you to use it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yep. So anyhow, with that being said, let's roll. I want to hear. I'm going to give this a damn F right away because I like the letter F.
Okay. What's something Dad loves? Calls.
F.
What?
Wait, hold on.
No, I don't know. Well, you can't just say, yeah, you got to explain. What I don't know.
First off, I need to
what
know
we're gonna do.
Animal. Like, am I? And second off, I need to know how old am I, or how much like, what situation am I in here? Like, am I new to hunting? Have I been hunting for a long time?
No. So I think that makes it too easy if we give you a parameter. So what we're going to do is which you guys can name in a piece of equipment if Nick or I forgot about it, but I doubt that we did. But I will name a piece of equipment, and then you need to be ranking this based on the importance of it. So you're trying to be as frugal as possible.
So not just going nuts.
Nope. Basically, so if it's something that you feel as though this is absolutely imperative to my success and I need to be able to spend the absolute most amount of money possible on it, that would be an S tier. Okay.
Okay, but
do we know species though, or is it just hunting? Midwest.
I think we could probably
we at least do a region because that's gonna be a big difference.
Sure. We can just do whitetails because most of our whitetails are turkeys. But honestly, a lot of it when you start really kind of zooming out, kind of
general
applies to
I'm telling you right.
Well, I know where he's going. I think I know where he's going, and I'm just going to tell you, I separate it. But okay, but hold on.
So what do you want to do then? Whitetails?
No, let's go whitetails.
Okay.
And because then, if we want to, we'll see what the listeners think. But we may come back and do it for elk or do it for turkeys.
Yeah, because all of them are different.
Different. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, but just so for those of you guys that are my age or older, and you're out there going, I have no idea what the frick these guys are getting ready to do. S is above A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so the tiered system is S, and Nick has informed me that the S stands for superior.
Which you didn't fact check that at all, so you might have just sounded like a total moron.
Maybe. I'm blaming it on Nick. So
it's a good way to remember it, though, because the rest is easy.
So if you hear me say A or B, A would be second, B would be third, because S is in the top slot.
I think he's still explaining this, trying to get it himself to remember it. But,
Yep. So if I read something to you and you believe that this is an absolute most important thing, I need to spend the most money that I can on this item, that's an S tier.
All right, I'm going to try to be strategic about this.
Yep.
B, C, D, E, F.
Because I am looking at a pretty long list, so and everything I think you need for hunting. So I'm going to try to be.
So do you want me to read through all of the items that Nick and I came up with, and so that you can be thinking about those, or do you want me to read one and then you got to try and rank it at that time?
I don't care.
I don't think I care either, but I think I'm going. Do you have any idea on prices with these?
Well, I mean, you're trying to basically. Well, so let's just do the first one.
Okay.
I think that'll help. Okay. So your bow. And what you're thinking of here is you want to rank this where it'll kill a deer as efficiently as anything else and spend the most or the least amount of money possible to still do the best job. So is that an S tier where you believe I have to go buy a brand new bow that is the most expensive, or
B or C tier?
Okay.
And I'm going C.
Well, you got to pick A tier.
Okay, C tier.
Okay. And you?
I was saying C or D, and so C is right in the middle.
C's right in the middle.
Yep, I'm with him. I agree.
What? How are you checking anything here?
What do you mean?
You marked C with what?
I haven't done it yet because I have a vote too.
Okay, I'm not
Even
going to
though I
lie to you.
can't
I am
outvote
a
you
little bit
guys at this
thinking
point.
B. I'd maybe go up to B, but I'm leaning more B than I am C.
Are we supposed to explain why or not yet?
Yeah, I think so. Well, or we could go through them all and then explain, but I feel like we should, no, let's just, okay, so how did you get to, so you have to choose your tier.
Okay, I'm going B because I think those two gaps would potentially kind of screw you up. So B. B, final answer.
Okay, so Easton's B tier for bow.
I'm
Yes.
C.
That's C tier.
I don't change.
Okay, and then so what's your justification on B?
I believe that you need a bow that is operable, you're comfortable with, and you can shoot. You don't need the top best thing out there. The reason I didn't do C tier is because I'm doing the numbers. You're on the third tier down. There's not a whole heck of a lot more that I'm going to be putting above. I mean, there's going to be stuff I'm going to put above a bow, obviously, considering I'm picking B tier. But I don't want it to be at the bottom of my barrel where I'm spending $100, $200 on a bow. Like, you still need one that operates well, but you don't have to have the best of the best.
Okay. I agree with most of that.
And that's where what I've preached to people for as long as I've been hunting and talking to people about hunting is don't go to the store, don't go to the pro shop and find the best bows they've got and shoot them. Tell them put a rest on all of them that are right-handed if you're right-handed, or all of them that are left-handed, and shoot them and see which one is the most comfortable. The other thing is to get started, till you're positive this is something that you want to do, go toward a used bow. But I would qualify that with try to find a used bow from someone you know or something like that that's moving up. So therefore you can go into something, because here's where I would come from. I've been doing this now for 40 years, right at 40 years of bow hunting. I was killing deer with bows that were built 40 years ago, and they worked just fine. We thought they were the coolest thing in the world at that time. Yes, it's come way further, and there's all this new stuff. However, it's not a necessity.
Yeah, but you also don't want to be buying something super old nowadays for the sake of you're not going to find anybody that can work on it. You're not going to find any parts for it or anything. But
I'm not trying to say you got to buy a 40-year-old bow.
if you are going to buy a used bow, coming from somebody who's bought a lot of used bows, you either need to be okay with the fact that you may get a lemon, that they call them, especially if you're buying it online, or find somebody who you can go somewhere with to actually look at it and look at the things that you should probably look at. Bolts, things that may be stripped or different limbs or whatever.
Yep.
Before you go do that.
This one's tough for me because
Warren likes to buy a new bow every year, so definitely A tier at least.
well, my only issue with it is that I do, or we're saying B tier, then it's probably like used bow 3 to 4 years old.
That's kind of where I'm at, if not a little bit longer.
Okay. Because it is really, really important to me to make sure that I'm really comfortable with my bow. It doesn't necessarily mean that I need a new one, so it's not S tier. And it's not necessarily...
I would say your A tier, in my opinion, is like you have a Matthews Arc now. You could go buy a Lift X. A Lift X or a Lift would probably be your A tier.
Yeah, because when I think of
they're still freaking expensive.
I didn't like my Phase 4, but there was bows I'd had before the Phase 4 that I really liked.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to be frugal here. So yeah, so we'll go B tier. I think if we each get to pick the tier, I think this will be such a conglomerated mess.
We'll do majority.
Yeah. So all right. So we're going bow is B tier. Okay. So do we like that structure, or do we want to do it a different way?
I think we got to keep it to a limit on how much we explain.
Well, but I'm saying of me just reading off of an item.
Yeah, what he's saying is how long is it going to take to get through that list.
Well, that's why we should provide a little bit of our thought process, but not too in depth. Otherwise, we won't get through it.
Okay.
Sight.
I'm going to the next one up.
A tier.
A, or at least even with the B. Well, give me a second if you have an answer, Dad.
C. I'm going same place as a bow.
Really?
Yep. And the reason I say that is because, again, the only thing that I would preach to someone is go with fixed pins. If you're gonna buy this to go hunting, and I know these guys will disagree with me. Lots of people will disagree, but I've seen it. I saw it happen this year where somebody shot at an animal and they forgot to move that pin back. And so as of right now, as far as I know, there's not a movable pin that moves back into where it's supposed to go. And so you end up making mistakes. And so that's the newest fad. I saw one last night where it's like They have 2 pins. The whole thing moves, and so they're selling it as a plus 10. So your first pin is always wherever you leave it. Like if you dial it to 30, and then the other one is plus 10. So it goes 40 because you have it set that way. Well, that's...
Well, you could do that on any of them.
You could do that. That's what I was like. This is just
that's any movable multiple pin.
Yeah. Anyhow, you don't need a thermal pin.
So you're okay with like a 5 to 7 year old used sight?
100%.
Okay.
I mean, like again, I'm going back to the fact that the sights that I used, I shot a Montana Black Gold for a long time. It worked great. Could I go dig it out of a?
But you had that when it was brand new.
Absolutely.
I got my answer.
Okay.
A tier. I will not buy a used sight ever again.
I think I'm A tier as well.
I've made my mistakes on that one. Not because you can't find a good one. I will say this: we typically, like when we're all selling when we sell some of our sights or bows or setups or whatever, because we go through a lot of different ones or we try a lot of different things, we tend to take very good care of our equipment. Mm-hmm. So that's I would say a reputable source. Some of your bow shops, you may be able to find one that they're selling decent price, something like that is a reputable bow shop. But I've gotten sights from many people who have used them where they crank down the screws, it jacks it up, it's stripped, whatever else. You will never be confident with that sight ever. Do not screw with it. I would rather spend my money on a brand new sight, even if it's not a super nice sight, but brand new.
Especially if it's a complicated sight. I think a lot of times the people who probably owned that prior didn't know how to set it up correctly, and so they mess with lots of stuff. So now you're not only having to set the site up, you're having to fix it.
Yep.
What I'm saying though is C, I think could also there's some sites out there that would fall into a category that they would accomplish what someone needs to accomplish, brand new, but they're not an A. When you say A, I'm thinking now A or S, you're at a very high-end site. And don't get me wrong, I've shot some very high-end sites, and the Trophy Ridge React technology I love because it takes a lot of my guesswork out. It's way quicker, and I do like the fact that you have ways of moving something precisely, and it's all marked. But I can tell you, if you'll take the time, you could do that yourself. You can buy a site that doesn't have all that on there. You can mark it yourself, and you can make a little tiny tick mark, and you move it over, like Easton said. Don't crank down on stuff, slightly move it, but I did all kinds of stuff. I put black electrical tape underneath my sights or underneath screws, keep them from, or use Loctite so that things would stay in place, the ones that I knew that once I had it where I wanted not move.
Loctite.
Yeah, don't use permanent stuff, but something that you can, so there's different ways that you can save some money and do some stuff if you're willing to put in that effort.
Yeah, so that one's... That's why I guess we're letting everybody explain, because I think both are technically correct. Yeah, you could C tier could probably be just fine as long as you get the right one. But I think to me that's too big of a risk. So I think I'm with Easton. So we're going A tier on that one for now. Rest.
I'm in the.
Try to remember too. We're trying to keep this as frugal, and like it will kill a deer.
I might be. Where's our bow at? Okay,
B.
Yeah, I think I go C on this one.
I'm still C. I got a feeling all the bow equipment you're going to find me all in the same arena, because. Yes, a whisker biscuit would work for what you're describing.
That's exactly what I was thinking, is a whisker biscuit.
However, you're not going to be as accurate with a whisker biscuit as someone who has a drop-away rest to a point.
Well, this is where I was going to go with this. I think I'm also C tier as long as your rest is a whisker biscuit.
Yes, if you do a drop-away.
If you try to get a drop-away or a limb-driven rest or something that's a cheap, that would be in a C tier, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because now you have moving parts and things. Yeah, like don't do that. If you're gonna get some a drop away and stuff, then you need to be bumping up to an A tier, an S tier, and spend the money on one that's gonna actually. There's just gonna be a time where it's gonna fail.
The old whisker biscuit, it's never going away.
It's simple and it does
works.
the job. Broadheads.
I might move up one here.
Only one?
Gosh dang. Well, here's also what I'm kind of thinking for process of elimination here, maybe for you too. out of all the equipment you're having, what we have ranked so far, is there something, I'm not asking you to actually answer this, but is there something you're thinking that is going to be in that S tier where no doubt I'm spending as much money as I need to? And that's what I'm kind of like trying to base this off of, or the other items that I would have that would go higher than certain things.
I do. I have two things for whitetail hunting that I'm going to end up that I would
don't tell us.
Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, broadheads, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go B.
So middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Because I think you can go buy the most expensive ones that you want to buy. But at the end of the day, it's going to be tough if you don't have experience with some of them. But the broadhead that you are like, when I put this on my arrow, things are dying. That's the broadhead you should go get. And I don't
So
think
what if
that's
that was
always
the most expensive one?
If that's what it is for you, go get it. I can think for me.
So then it'd be an S tier.
Mine, yeah, I know, but for me, it's not. Like, beasts have been really nice, but some of the other ones, that like a wreck, is not going to be at the price point of some of the higher ones. It's going to be down lower. A fixed blade for some people is going to be.
But you're saying what is the most important. So you're saying if it was the most expensive, that you would still spend the money. That would make it S tier.
If that is the broadhead that you know that I am the best with, you spend as much money as you want on it. Do not change it.
Okay, so you're saying S tier.
No, I'm B.
B.
And because here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Practice with your bow. Keep your shots in a distance that you can make a good ethical shot, and quit blaming the broadhead. Every damn broadhead on the market will probably kill the deer like it's supposed to. Even the field points would, if you put the arrow where you need to. That's more important than the broadhead you shoot. Do I like some broadheads better than others? Do I have more confidence? Because I will also stand here and tell you that confidence is king. Confidence is probably the S of everything. If you have the confidence in your equipment and everything you're doing, when you go to pull the bow back and draw and shoot, you're going to kill something, and that broadhead is going to give you that confidence. And so anyhow, but at the same time, there's too many. I've shot too many. They're all good. Some I do believe are better than others.
They're not all good.
No, there's some that are definitely not what they're cracked up to be. And again, we don't mind mentioning it. I guess mine's just personal opinion. The Rage hypodermic, I will never shoot it. And not because I don't like Rage, because I would tell you on the other side of it, maybe my favorite broadhead ever was the Rage 3-blade. I also like Sick makes isn't it Sick that Bear Trophy Ridge or whatever, when they that
favorite was the Rage 3-blade?
The Rage 3-blade was maybe my favorite head ever.
That's by far my favorite.
But without a doubt, the Rage hypodermic is my least favorite ever. It was the biggest whoops that I ever saw. And I do believe
it blew up too.
Yeah, lots of people some people are listening right now are going to be going, what?
That's what everybody thinks of when you say Rage. They're thinking of the hypodermic.
Yeah, well, the problem with the hypodermic was that needle point, and it would not start a driving force going into where it wanted to go. So we found it glancing everywhere.
But that's, I think, also probably why it sold so well. Because I remember when I looked at it, I was like,
it looks sick.
That thing, it looks surgical.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's going to fly amazing, and it's going to cut anything. And then that was probably one of the very, very few times where we would say the broadhead was a problem, because we had multiple instances in a very short period of time where we had one where I shot a buck and it came way out, and it was the broadhead, and then we thought it was a 1 in a million deal. I shot a doe within probably the same week, and I mean I shot her at 15 yards, something like that.
Not far.
And it glanced
and half
off
the
of
weight,
a rib.
half the size deer. I mean, it's a 125-pound deer.
Yes, glanced off of the rib, and then we were like, okay, this is
no more.
Yep. So
that's where I'm coming from, and I want the best. Now, what I would tell you though, S has to be the sharpness of the blades. You want the best. You want a sharp blade. Don't shoot. There's two things I would tell someone don't do with a broadhead that when we're doing this, and that is, one, don't shoot them in a target and think and use those blades and then go pull it out and then just go shoot it. It's not as sharp as it was when, even if it's a foam target. And the other one is, do not go on the online, like Amazon or whatever, and find the same broadheads and buy them from some, like, you can tell when you're ordering
unlabeled,
or
unbranded,
because that is not it's a
knockoff.
A knockoff. It's not
Cheaper
the actual
production.
broadhead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think, Dylan, what you're saying though too, if it's the right broadhead for you, you need to spend whatever amount of money on it you can on it.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Well, that's what we're trying to rank here, is the importance, not necessarily the cost. Is like, this is as much money as you could spend on this. If this is the right one for you, you need to do that. That's the tiered. So I think you're saying S as well is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to go buy the most expensive broadhead. If that, as long as
but
they
if
don't,
the
but
most
it's the
expensive
important.
one was the one that you're the most confident with, and you're like, this is the only broadhead I will ever shoot for the rest of my life, are you spending the money on it, or are you going to go buy the cheaper one that you're somewhat confident with?
no, I'm gonna buy the one I'm most confident in.
Boom.
I think, and I agree with these two. So that's our first S
I
tier
would not have
item.
guessed that, looking at that list, that we would any of us would have that at.
Well,
I wouldn't have either
and I
until we
think,
got through there.
and I guarantee you, people probably would recognize this. Why is that? Because we rank humanely killing an animal higher than anything, higher than the success rate of any of us or anything like that. So when we know that that is what is going to lead the way of penetrating an animal, we want to be the
what
most
I'm most
lethal
confident
possible.
with.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no second guessing that, or no throwing something that wouldn't be the best at that.
Yep. Arrows.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as a broadhead. The only reason I'm there is because I've shot arrows I'm not confident with. And
Really?
It wrecked me. Like,
Okay.
it drove me up a freaking wall.
So you're S tier. Okay.
I'm probably B, because I might be a little higher than C, because I don't shoot the best broadheads. I never have. I mean, best broadhead, best arrows I ever. I mean, I find the best, what I believe is the best hunting shaft, and I go with that shaft. And so it's typically not on the higher end. The arrows that get more expensive they're going to fly a little faster. They're going to have a better FOC. They're going to have a little tolerance is a little better. I'm not that good.
Your arrows still have one of the highest tolerances on the market.
Yeah.
I'm with Dad though, because I think I could go to, instead of the Hunter Pros, I could shoot the Hunters, and I'm quite confident I'm going to kill deer exactly the same, especially with the distances that we shoot. One, I think probably I would be very curious if we did have a Hooter shoot or something to be able to go and do an accuracy test. I think that the likelihood of it actually being that much, if the archer's even really able to make a noticeable difference, would probably surprise me. As we were talking last week, we're talking like thousandths of an inch on straightness. So I think to kill a deer, I probably don't need the most. I think almost any arrow, as long as it's like in the right weight range, is probably going to do it, and I hit him where I need to. So I think I'm with Dad. I think I'm going B tier on that one.
Fair enough.
Although I can still understand the S tier. That's why we're letting everybody.
I'm not looking at the straightness as much either. I'm looking at durability, the weight that I want, and how durable it is. Because I've shot arrows where they don't even make it through the deer, and they break, and I'm like, what the truck? But I'm mental, and we all know me very well that if I'm good and I'm very confident, I'm really hard to beat. But if anything gets in my head, like arrows that aren't performing to what I want them to, it jacks with me. So that's why I put them as high as I can, because like my kinetic chaos is, we're gonna try some of the victory ones too. But boy, when I throw that Lincoln log down there, she gets her going.
Fletchings.
I freaking love my fletchings and how I do them, and I'm very particular about them. But I don't think you need to go. I've tried all kinds of different things, and I don't think they make as much of a difference as everybody says. So I'm at probably B.
Oh wow.
B or C, or no, not C. B or A. with my sight.
I'm definitely at least C. I might even go down.
I was thinking E.
Yeah, I'm like I was thinking D maybe even because.
Well, I ain't doing no factory fletchings either, so that's where I'm at.
Well, I fletch my own arrows just because then I trust them
You
better.
are a high maintenance hunter.
I like having my hands on every single thing that I put on my setups.
I think I'm E. I think as long as you put 3 fletchings on there, almost anything,
It'll work.
Well,
it's gonna stabilize it and it's gonna
Again,
fly for it.
I want to I want people to know when I'm answering. Keep in mind this: I don't shoot anything over 40 yards when I'm hunting. I typically don't shoot any further than 60 yards practicing. Occasionally, you guys will talk me into throwing something out there at 70 or 80 yards, probably
Aim high.
2 a years. I mean, two, 3 arrows a year. But I'm not a long distance shooter. I'm about killing animals when I hunt. And 40 yards and under is where they got to be. So now we're getting in the technicality place. So fletchings are going to be way down there for me. D at least, if not E.
Okay, I'm voting
I guess
E.
mine's a preference that I like to have them. In all reality, I don't think that you.
Well,
I like to have my own.
We all would
thing on
want
it.
everything S tier. But
Yes,
we gotta,
that's fair. That I get where you're coming from. Because I agree with you. If you have, your factory fletchings are going to do just fine too.
Well, because we're trying to make this where someone can look at this list at the end of the day and they need
don't
to
have to
try
do all-
to
yeah.
decide what should I put my money towards. They have a ranking.
I would buy them pre-fletched then.
Okay, so are we saying E or D? I mean, it's kind of hard to screw up fletchings that much that you're not going to be able to hit what you're aiming at. Like, if it's off that much, it's probably because the bow is not tuned, not because your fletchings are.
Oh, you'd be better off with the factory fletching because they're so consistent, whether they have a helical on it really or not, versus if you had somebody else.
Can
doing
you
it,
order
so.
arrows though when you get them fletched from the factory now, like whatever color? Can you
Not really.
see? And that's the only thing. More important to me is the color of the fletchings. I want to see where my arrow's going, and so I want to know. I don't need the color to match my bow. I want freaking white or really light colors, orange, so that I can see that arrow as it flies. And I want a lighted knock on the end of that dang thing, which he's probably going to next, is what knock.
Oh, I forgot that one. So fletchings, are we good with E?
Yeah, I'm fine with
I'm
that.
fine with that.
Okay.
Sounds like my friggin' house.
Quiver.
F.
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 Put some in your back pocket and go on.
Yeah, with broadheads on.
Yeah, make sure they're
I'm
sticking
telling
out.
you, I've actually had a quiver where I couldn't get it to attach to my bow, and I was too cheap to go buy another one, so I just throw it in my pack.
You carried your arrows. I remember
Yeah,
that.
you do not need the freaking $200-$300 quivers.
Release.
Oh.
That one's hard because I've been shooting the same release, the exact same release for like 20 years.
Oh boy. I'm telling you, don't go cheap. This is really hard.
That one's tough because I mean I know I could kill a deer with a.
You know what? That's not that much though. I think you should go with what you're comfortable with, and you should be in the middle of the road. I mean, I wouldn't go your $50, $60 releases you can go pick up. That's freaking adjustable or whatever. But if you're between like the probably 100, 150 somewhere in there, that's just a quality release. You're comfortable with it. Done deal. I would also aim for something like a hook style release versus your claws, which is going to pop you up a little bit more expensive.
Honestly, $150 gets you
Pretty much any of them.
Yeah.
Over like a wrist style or like an index finger release.
Yeah.
That's not what I shoot, but
Okay. You?
So I'm probably,
I'm in the middle of the road again. I mean, I love my Carter release. I've been shooting the same release, the exact same one, for at least 15 years, maybe 20.
I've been shooting that same RX1 since whenever we got those, so I think it's probably 10 years.
15.
Is it that long?
I think
We
had
got
them
them before we moved to Iowa.
before we moved here. That's what I'm saying.
Holy moly. I do know I've replaced the
Spring.
wrist strap
Oh.
twice, and then and he did. Forrest was nice enough. He sent me another one, but I think I need to watch a video on how to adjust the tension in it or something because there's a lot more travel in it, which I think is just I need to adjust it. So I just keep shooting the original.
I don't think I've ever seen an index finger release perform better than those.
Oh, it's
for the
awesome.
amount of time and what we put them through, and for them not being $800.
Okay, so you're
See, I don't even know what one costs because it's been 20 years.
honestly like
I think they're.
I don't
just
know that
over,
you can get
I
like
don't even know if you can buy the same exact ones we have. Can you?
yeah you
Yeah,
can.
they
I
still have
think.
the RX1
But I
and
don't
the
know that
Quickie
you
Plus.
can get a brand new index release over $200. I I think honestly, almost all of them are like 150 or less.
Yeah, but I remember when they were 60.
Well,
70.
your thumb releases though now are
Right.
a lot more.
So anyhow, I think we're all probably in the C-D range. Nick is reading us a price.
169.
I have 173 on Mike's Archery Shop. So
Yeah, anywhere from $150 to that's for the RX1.
So I think me personally, I would say that'd be an A tier to me. But that's my vote.
Because you're putting it high priority as far as
I really, really am finicky on my release. So, and that one is makes a lot of confidence to me, and it's not that expensive. So, to me, that's a pretty important thing that I would rank quite high as A.
I'm good with that. I can tell you right now, as a listener, this is going to have to come down to number one. If you're new, time. You're going to have to try things and get experience at things. And then number two is if you are somebody who's done this stuff, well, you got to weigh out which one has the best benefit for you.
Well,
if you do have to try to pick one.
I wonder what our bow, to be able to go get all this stuff and go hunting, what are we going to
do that at the end.
Well, that's where we were saying that was the loadout thing. Which we may need to be a different podcast, because if you went cheap, middle of the road, and expensive, middle of the road price is going to cost you just to get going. You'd probably still be $5,000 to $7,000, at least what Nick and I were looking at.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, but there's so many factors of things that you need, like for certain things. So this is, I think, our last one, unless we want to throw Knox in for the archery segment. Stabilizers.
Yeah, I'm A.
I'm F.
Ooh.
I like it, but I don't need it.
If I would even say that I would move my bow down one tier to put stabilizers up one tier.
The problem for me is they make me so confident and accurate, but to kill a deer inside of 40 yards.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that.
I did it for a long time without a back bar or anything. But I didn't know what I didn't know, so I didn't know how much more confident I could be with a back bar. So I was think as confident as I could have been at that time. So, but I don't know that. I would say this: if you have to have the back bar, you don't need to go get the most expensive ones. Like, you don't need to go buy the freaking Matthews ones that are like $300 a piece.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's going to do any stabilizers you can get that go off the back and go off the front, and you can adjust the weights on, are going to give you the same ability as far as balance. It may not look as cool. It may not have Matthews brand on or anything, but that's definitely not where I would be putting a huge chunk of my money, is into the stabilizer. So
I see how we did this wrong already.
we should have done it personal preference.
Yeah, we should have listed everyone in a category, and then at the end we would come out with how much would I have spent, how much would you have spent, how much would you have spent, and what would your setup look like, and then maybe we go get that and go hunting and see if we all kill a deer and how well and how far through a deer did we shoot.
Easton would have been a Louis Vuitton of the...
Yeah, no crap. He'd have been $10,000 in and freaking still hitting them in the kneecap, and I'd have $2,000 and freaking heart shooting the something, and we go get another one, buy more tags. I'd say I've got more money left for more tags.
Okay, so we got to rank them.
I'm pretty sure you missed some deer this year.
No?
Mister, I'm just going to freaking launching arrows without even trying to shoot.
No, I didn't have my bow back.
Maybe you should get better equipment.
It had nothing to do with equipment.
Okay.
Okay, so we got to rank. So Dad says F. You're saying less important than a quiver?
Yeah. Well, I would put the quiver, like I said.
I put the quiver as low as it goes.
So did I, and Dad's also got that stabilizers as F is as low as you can go.
I like
one
it.
that has
It
stabilizers
does
on
help,
the
but
bow.
I don't need it.
You've had a stabilizer on your bow since they first ever did, even if it was just a front stabilizer. You've had the limb saver ones and everything else.
Yeah, but I also shot one a long time that didn't have one.
Okay, but you're saying at least A.
Yeah, I'm high because I was of the theory you're talking about of how much I absolutely love having a good setup where it makes you a lot more confident. But when you come to just
So what if we go
killing one? I mean,
how about C?
Yeah, D or
Can
C
we all
would be.
agree with C?
Well, no, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm not going A for him either.
Honestly, the reason I think, Easton, the bigger reason that I shoot a stabilizer than I do for the balancing the bow in my hand is it taking out some of the shock of the bows.
Vibration,
That was where I first started shooting a stabilizer. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I've stuck that on there, and it absorbed a bunch of it because the bows back then you could feel like a vibration in your hand, and you put that on there, and then if it didn't get rid of all of it, it got rid of a lot of it.
I agree.
Rangefinder.
Nah.
F.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you, if you freaking do your homework, you don't need one. If you
You
learn
don't
how
want
to
the
range,
cheapest one on the.
no, I don't need one. I don't have to have it. I could do without it.
Okay.
I'm down low, too, with it.
That low?
I'd probably be, if F means that you don't have one at all, I'd probably say maybe E for a used one on Facebook that you can get for $50 and just gives you a
Jeez.
reference. It is not, I don't think it's that important.
Okay. I personally would probably go on C, but you guys
that's
have me
also-
outvoted. So do you want E or F?
Well, I think if you're at C and he's at E and I'm at F, then we're probably
E?
at D. D or E.
Or D?
Yeah, D or E.
It also, just to preface, we're all coming from that because we're not shooting distance. I mean, your dudes that are launching arrows probably want a rangefinder.
Binos.
D, C.
S. And I'll tell you why. When you get to be my age, if you look through crappy binoculars long enough, your eyes are going. Especially now, I understand we're talking about whitetail. Maybe with whitetail hunting, I should take that down.
Out west, I would definitely say
That's what I
S.
was
I think
That-
everybody
that's-
would say S out west, but we're talking looking at 50 yards here. Come on.
I started. Well, I'm just thinking that when we lived in Montana, that was really where I went. Okay, I got to have good binoculars. Period. And then I've just carried that through the rest of my life.
So for Midwest, though.
So
that anybody listening, if you're in the West, Dad's saying S tier. I would say S tier.
I would
out
too.
west. Okay, so we're all saying S tier on out west. But in the Midwest, I mean, I think I'm like an E.
No, I'm
Because
still.
it really doesn't. Most, I mean, like if
Give
I'm
me
in
the
my
pocket
stand
one,
or in my
something.
saddle, I don't really. It's nice to be able to say, "Oh yeah, that was definitely him" or something. Or otherwise, it's like I just gotta wait till he gets a little bit closer.
Just starting, though, I mean, really, if you haven't had a pair of binoculars,
Anything.
you don't need them. Like, once you have them, then you're like, oh, man, it's so nice to be able to look at this or look at that or what's that little thing moving over there? It's probably nothing, but I'm going to look anyways. If you haven't had that taste of it, you
Yeah,
really don't.
I think I'd be in the middle here again, probably C or D.
Okay.
I'm down there, too.
Well,
So,
D or C.
probably C. No, that's higher. D.
I can live with D.
Boots.
Again,
E.
What?
Dudes, bro.
S. And I'm going to tell you, there's.
Are we talking west or are we talking Midwest?
Now we're talking sitting in a tree stand.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely E.
If you can't, and that's why you get out to go to McDonald's at 10:30.
No, and you're going to take it. We're 14 years old, and I'm telling
Right.
you I've sat in a lot worse crap than you have in the past few years because I've been hunting through December. So don't give me the crap when I'm 14.
Well,
when you
well,
give me your
well,
little
ladies.
rubber boots, that rubber boots are worthless.
Whoa. So you're S tier.
You can get a pair of $40 boot covers at Scheels, Walmart, wherever, whatever they are, very cheap. Throw a set of hand warmers in them, and they will keep your feet 10 times warmer than any freaking rubber boot you can go buy for $300. Rubber boots, I'm convinced, are the biggest waste of money in the hunting industry for warmth purposes. If you truly want your feet to stay warm with boots only, you have laced hiking boots that have the insulation that are larger.
Okay. So are you sticking to S?
Yeah, because I'm just saying, if your feet get cold, if your feet and your fingers get cold, you're getting out of the stand. I don't care whether you're 14
What
or
boots
40.
keep your feet warm?
Well, my bunny boots, I can wear them anywhere. And then same, I have a pair of Rockies that when it gets cold. But I would say both the mucks and the dry shods that I wear, down to 20 now, probably teens, up to 20. I can wear a rubber boot and my feet stay just fine. They make them, but I also buy my boots slightly bigger so there's more air around them. I don't add anything. I don't want, because that's not fair if you start adding other things to make the boot better.
Well, but you can get those so cheap that I don't know that that's that big of a deal.
What do you mean?
You're also
better?
By buying boot covers and then toe warmers and everything. Now you're adding to, because you're buying toe warmers every time you go hunting.
I don't use toe warmers. I'm saying for most people, I literally wear the little dude boots.
I know.
With boot covers and nothing else, and you'll sit in 0 degrees and be totally fine.
You're also probably the only person that I know that stays naturally as warm as I do, or even a little bit warmer. So you're kind of a freak in that aspect. That
maybe then I can't. It's hard for me to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know.
I would say me personally, I'm probably a D on this. In the West, I'm an S, 100% for sure.
On your hiking boot.
On boots, yes. Which also though puts me then to here. I'm with Easton as far as like, if you're not hunting somewhere, which I'm sure a lot of you guys listening probably are, hunting something that's like swampy, or you're always having to cross something that's mid-calf on water, I will never ever wear a rubber boot again, because they suck to walk in. They're not warmer, in my opinion, than any other regular hiking boot, and they're heavy and clunky, and the only nice thing about them is you don't have to tie them. That's, in my opinion.
And you can go in higher water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're in water and stuff, yes, I can definitely understand that. But taking my regular hiking boots, but I have S-tier boots for the West that I just wear here too. Works great here, and then I put boot covers on them. But if I didn't hunt out West, I think I could easily get away with, I wouldn't be going to dudes, because I forgot my boots a couple times, and it sucks. So more so just because like every little thing goes through them and everything else. But I would be buying a fairly cheap boot, I think.
The other thing that you guys are, like when you go to a hiking boot like that, see, I don't like the leather. There's usually some type of treatment on the leather, whether you put it on there, it came on there before. I don't like that scent. I do believe that there is more of your scent left on the ground when you walk in with not rubber boots on. I believe a rubber boot does help with your scent. Some. It's not going to get rid of it completely, but it does help.
Okay, so C tier, because if he's an F and you're an S,
that's total opposites.
That's what I'm saying is C.
Well, we got to go with the majority here because we didn't do it individually.
Well, I was like a C.
Right. Okay. I'm fine with that.
All right. Clothes.
I've worn them all. Huge plug for Code of Silence because it's the best camo I've ever worn. Not camouflage.
I'm an S.
Are you?
Yep. Especially when it gets cold.
Yeah.
Because I have two factors there. One, if I can't stay warm enough to be able to stay in the stand, then it's
pointless.
I'm screwed. Yeah, it's completely pointless.
Because the time you need to be there is now. It's gotten cold, and that's probably when they're going to start moving.
And then the second aspect of that is if I have to wear so much clothes that I can't shoot my bow, then, or that it makes it very difficult for me to be able to shoot my bow and still be confident, or I have to try to wear less clothes so that I'm confident to shoot my bow, but then I'm more uncomfortable. It screws everything, and it also screws with your mind. So to me, my clothes are an S tier. This year when I shot Wrangler, it was
cold, chilly,
0, something like that.
It was negative again. It
was
was
like
after,
wind chill
2
was
days after
negative.
Dad shot -4 or whatever for patch, and then me and you had the wind chill of it was like right under 0.
Yeah, and I can honestly say I was not only completely comfortable, but even when I shot, I mean, you can watch the video of me. I look like I'm completely standing on a line, completely normal, and I took 10 seconds, 11 seconds to shoot, which if you ever time yourself shooting your bow, most of us
a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I was really not having an issue with shooting and settling my pin and everything. So, so to me, that your clothes, that's an S tier. I wouldn't be going cheap on that. But the awesome thing is Code of Silence isn't even that expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wouldn't be. I mean, go with whatever you're comfortable with, but I mean, that Coda Silence is a very, very good option for. It's changed my thought of when we were younger. I used to think you had to, if you want to stay warm and everything, you're gonna have to bundle and layer and do everything just right. And I always felt like that made it more difficult for me to have the things I needed to shoot to feel comfortable shooting, or it's going to get in the way of this, that, or the other. And so I sacrificed what you're saying, be a little more uncomfortable and be able to be comfortable shooting, to now that I've had something where I could wear half the clothes and it's tapered in the right ways to where I can still shoot, like on the sleeves and everything. I'm like, I've caught myself multiple times. Put the freaking coat on. You're going to be more comfortable anyways, instead of having to keep it less. So I'm there too. I'm high on that.
I'll go with this because it's the first clothing.
We're trying to remember to kill a deer, and so to me, making sure I can be in the stand is one of the
Longest anytime.
most important things. Yeah.
Yeah, and so again, it comes back to that confidence. I'm comfortable, whether it's hot or cold, but
Which this is one thing too for you guys listening that are maybe, I know probably 90% of our audience, if not more, is Midwest guys. But if you are a Western guy and you want to come hunt the Midwest or anything, just note there's a huge difference. I'm sure in your mindset, which I would completely get, you probably think anything I've got that can handle the West is going to be just fine in the Midwest. And I would tell you that's not true. And the reason I would tell you that is because I never have a problem staying warm when I'm hunting out west, because I'm always walking and you're doing something. And so your gear doesn't have to be, it may feel as though it is or seem like it because it looks more technical.
Or it breathes properly so that when you're actually walking, you
Yes.
do get hot. Even when it's cold, you're not sweating in your clothes and everything.
Yes, that that same clothing here, there's a good chance you may freeze your ass off. Mm-hmm. Because you're just sitting down. When you just sit like that, it
Don't move.
cold.
Oh.
Yeah, cold sets in a lot easier.
And you got to add the humidity into the west,
Yes.
into the Midwest. That's not in the West, and then the cold doesn't have to be as cold, and all of a sudden your body is getting colder. However, another thing that I found, So this year when we went out on Warren's elk hunt, I wore the Coda Silent stuff, not knowing, am I going to burn up? Because it feels warmer. And I thought this is gonna be tough. And they had come out with a new tech pant. I wore that, and I wore the bamboo shirt. And I was shocked I wasn't sweating. And like you said, I run hot. And I was like, holy crap, this stuff must be breathing like it's supposed to. And it worked fantastic. I thought for sure I was gonna be like miserable.
Yeah.
I thought because I even brought extra clothes, thinking that one day I'll wear these and then I'll wash them. I'll just like soak them in water and hang them up to dry and wear another set the next day. And I didn't have to do that. I was able to put the same stuff back on, and it was dry, and I was ready to go.
Yep.
And we were walking 4, 5, 6 miles a day.
Yeah. So everybody agree S tier
Yeah,
on
I do.
clothes?
Are we going to do a rapid round maybe?
Well, it gets a little bit quicker now if we
Okay.
yeah, I mean honestly it's quite a bit quicker
They can
now.
turn it off and turn it back on after they go get their lunch and come
That's
back
what I
in.
do if I'm listening to a podcast, but all right.
Pack.
I'm an
like
F.
second to lowest, yeah. E.
Where again, if you're going out west on a western hunt, I'm an S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody agrees on that one.
As long as it fits a
Calls.
snack. Fanny pack. Calls,
Yep.
So this is the level of importance.
E or F.
Level of importance to help you kill a deer.
E.
I rely on my calls. I'm probably an A.
I was gonna say I'd be
I want my antlers and I want a grunt call, without a doubt. I can make a snort wheeze with my voice. I can get away with that, but
yeah, I think I'd be like a B. I at least want it. I want to have the option of it.
That's why I didn't do F. E is something like I'm going to pick one.
Okay. So we'll go D or C. That kind of puts us in the middle of the road again.
Well, if you both are way higher than me, you're going to have to favor higher.
Go
Well, it'd be
C.
C. Okay. Trail cameras.
Warren, S tier.
Do you have them listed as cellular or non-cellular?
No.
Doesn't matter, I don't think. Just whatever your
I'm F.
preference is. You're S tier as well, bro.
No, I'm not.
You're 100%. You rely on your trail cameras.
I love my trail cameras. It's one of the funnest
That
things
is
that
what
I
you
do.
check every day.
It is one of the funnest things that I do. It's like a whole nother hunting. However, in order to kill a deer, if I need, and again, I'm trying to qualify.
Okay, well, let's apply it to us here for a little bit, though. Kill a deer or kill a specific deer?
Well, if we're applying it to us, then
Does that change your answer? I guess maybe should be the question.
I don't need it.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't need it. I like it.
The
I
question is,
enjoy it.
if to kill a specific deer,
If I'm trying to hunt a specific deer, it's going to help. But I would like to think that I don't need it. If I do my homework, if I drive the roads and I look for these deer and I know that he's there, granted, you might not see him all the time, but then I got to go back to sitting in a tree stand where I don't know what's going.
how many times did you see Patch from the road?
Once, twice, maybe.
Over how many years?
4.
Okay. How many encounters did you have with Patch?
I don't know.
A
15,
lot.
20?
Over how many years, though?
Over 4 years.
When I started in 21, we saw him twice. And then in 22, I think we saw him like 5 or 6. Saw him from the road 3 times.
Just a total, bro.
So,
But
Yeah, like
would you
10
have ever
10 or
even
15.
gotten to the point of having encounter with Patch? Because you may not even really knew Patch existed until, and so you might have shot another deer before then.
he would have. He knew he was there. That one.
Because he had cameras. I'm saying if you don't have cameras.
Oh, I guess over time.
If I'm trying,
If I'm trying to-
if
well,
I'm
if I'm
trying
a-
to kill a deer, just kill a decent deer. I don't need a trail camera at all. I can kill.
That's
I can
where
kill
I'm
a
coming
decent
from.
deer. If I'm trying to kill a specific deer, S. Because, I mean, I would absolutely. Let's just say you don't get trail cameras. It's not an option. I would 100% change a lot of my scouting techniques, and I would do a lot of things differently. But there's a whole bunch of information that I know that I would not be able to acquire from scouting with boots on the ground that I can get from a trail camera that is lethal information. So
You guys are leading me to, I think maybe this next year, one of us, and I'll volunteer to be the one that goes without trail cameras. Not run one.
I was going to challenge you to do that. But we've also brought that up, and you get mad about
However, you know what? I still would want you guys to run them. Just don't tell me what's on them, because we need them both for our business and everything that we're doing. And I love looking at the trail cameras, but I don't want to look at them until after the fact.
Dad just knows if I end up in a tree across from him, he's like, I need to wait.
it.
I need to wait.
Yeah. If I see Warren grab his bow, now it's time to get ready. Here he comes.
Okay, so let's say to kill a deer in general, where would we put trail cameras?
I don't think you really, just to kill one, you don't really need them.
Okay, so we'll all agree on F. But to kill a specific one,
You're going to be way higher, whether it's
I'm
S
going
or A.
S on to kill a specific one. That just the information that you get from a trail camera it's a game-changing thing.
Yeah, whether you agree with it or not, I would agree with that.
Okay, so that one is per scenario. So for us, we're usually trying to kill a specific deer, so I'm going to say that that's S tier. But if you're just trying to kill a decent deer, at least in our situation in Iowa, we think it's an F tier. You don't need it. So that one's pretty interesting because
That's kind of like what I said about binoculars.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had the taste of it, you
Yeah.
won't feel like
Or
you're
if
missing
you're
it too
going out
much.
west and you're going to look through binoculars 6 hours a day, I'm just telling you, you're going to wear your eyes out if you don't have good ones. I mean, and I'm
I was
not
talking about trail
I'm,
cameras.
I know, but, but then you combined it. I mean, you said
Yeah, if you
talk
haven't
about
ever
west.
used a binocular before, no, if you ever haven't ever used binoculars before, you're probably not going to realize how much you would actually use them. If you haven't used a trail camera before, or very many of them, don't fall down the rabbit hole. That's what I'm saying.
stands or saddle gear.
Well, that's two different things.
Well, I think it's kind of the same because
I never thought I'd say different, because if you're telling me stands, F. Don't spend a single dollar on one.
Okay, so stands. So let's just do stands first then. So
Well,
stands.
I think you have to. Do you include blinds in there with the stands?
I think you do blinds separate. I thought about that a little bit later. I think we should do blinds separate.
Because I think you're talking about an individual. I mean, someone might be afraid of heights, so they're never going to even choose. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can just do blind in.
Or they're a big person. They can't get in a hang-on stand. They got to have a ladder.
Well, that's your scenario.
Well, I'm just saying there's such a variable there for the need.
If you have the ability to, I'm saying you don't need a stand because I'm going to prefer a saddle. Okay. It's cheaper. It's more expensive up front, but it's going to be cheaper. And you're going to get to hunt more area.
And I'm coming from me who can't. I still have never tried shooting out of a saddle. Don't know that I can. So I would say a saddle is an F. I mean, it would be at the end.
We're doing stand though.
Okay, so a stand. I'm just trying to choose the right one, not necessarily the most expensive one. I'm in the middle. I'm C or D.
Yeah, I think I'm the same because I mean, you absolutely need a stand. If you're going to be tree stand, if you're going to not going saddle, you need a tree stand. It's gonna.
If you do need one, I would tell you to go to Fleet Farm or whatever and get the cheapest one they got.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, now we're just talking about us hunting Midwest. Take a guy who's. Did you guys get the video I sent you
That's
yesterday?
all we're talking about is Midwest.
No, we're talking about whitetail deer hunting in general. And what I'm saying is when you go down south and those guys are maybe still using climbing stands and things like that, and they're going to buy one and they're going to live out of it like you're talking about. They feel about their climbing stand like you feel about your saddle.
Yeah.
But really, it's ranked on importance. So how important would we say it is to have a stand?
Down there?
Well, just
way high.
You are so.
But even here,
if in general,
if you're not
you need to
saddle
be
hunting.
up in the tree. You don't have to be, but it's going to make your life easier to learn, to get better, to get
think
more
I'm S.
opportunity.
The more we do this, the more spoiled I realize I am because I have the opportunity to hunt out of a hang-on, a ladder, a ground
well,
blind.
we're ranking it on the importance to kill a deer, though.
Which
Not
is height.
necessarily
And when it comes to the stand, do you want to have height?
Yeah. Do you want to be in a stand or not? I think to kill a deer, you need being in a tree stand to make your life way easier. So maybe not an S, but I'd be an A.
Yeah, because it's very, very doable
And I was
to
at
do it on the
sea,
ground,
so-
too.
Okay. Okay, saddle gear.
This kind of contradicts me because we're talking about.
No, we were just saying
stands
for
too.
that instance, if that applies to you.
Saddle stuff, I'm going S.
I'm
Okay.
S. For
I've
me
tried the cheap
particular.
route, too.
Yeah,
I've tried the cheap route of saddle gear. Don't go cheap on saddle gear.
Yeah, but what I did find was the one that was it. I don't remember. Buzzard Roost, is that the one that I don't know if that's expensive or not. I don't know my saddles, so
It's not cheap.
okay. Well, but it was the most comfortable. That meaning it didn't hurt my back and stuff like that. So just to qualify, so someone understands where I'm coming from. I've saddled and filmed for these guys, but I have not saddled and hunted. And comfort, like where I felt like I wasn't going to fall and things like that. The platform would probably be higher ranked for me than the saddle itself.
Yep.
Because the ease of getting it in the tree and knowing it's securely there. Same with Nick and I when we're climbing in, and I've hung his because I go up first sometimes. No, he knows when he steps on that thing, it's not going to move.
Yep.
Okay, so to kill a deer, though.
I'm going to stand off on this one because I can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of.
I think
We've
it's
got
A.
me confused on the.
Well, we really said before was the importance of it to kill a deer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that I wouldn't have said get a stand. I would have said get a saddle.
Okay, but is it S tier? You absolutely have to have it?
No, A.
Okay, I'm with you there. Now, I would agree with Easton on
As far as quality goes, go nice
and
and get references.
yeah, and that as far as that platform, get the absolute best platform you can. The Hunt Arsenal one is sick as hell, and the reason I would tell you that is because, especially if you use a shitty one first, if I'd have hunted longer with the shitty one, I guarantee you I'd have lost shot opportunities because I wasn't able to turn around.
Oh yeah.
Or it would have shifted or anything, and I wasn't able to get it to as many places as I can. Where that Hunt Arsenal one's bigger, and I'm always able to get it completely solid, to where I definitely know I can maneuver a lot easier and safer. Okay, apps
Apps?
on X.
S.
Deer cast.
It'll piss people off because we're young and the technology is ruining everything. But Onyx is the freaking shit. Like it. I guess if you have to use it to kill a deer, though, you don't have to use it.
I'm F.
God dang, it's a.
That's hard because, I mean, you could also argue that you're just knocking on doors. You may not freaking even find the person that you're trying to knock on the door or the property you're trying to hunt because they don't live right there, but you can find them somewhere else on Onyx.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think
today's day and age, I'm over a C that you got to have it just to keep up with everybody else. That is because if you're sitting there just no idea where any public is, no idea where this spot or that spot is or whatever, anybody else that's hunting around you is just, they're going to run circles around you. You never have an upper hand on something.
See, the only thing I wonder with that is I wonder if you found if you didn't use any of it, that all of a sudden you would crush everyone else.
Maybe you do.
And because I think everybody sits on their app on Onyx or whatever, and they end up in there, and as much as you're trying not to think like everyone else, you probably are. Like, oh man, that corner there looks sick. Like, I'll bet you that there's all these deer should be doing this, 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 and this. And meanwhile, there's been 10 other dudes have all thought the same thing, at least not public, and they've all gone to the same thing. Where if you didn't even have that option, you'd be working with what you've got or what you figured out,
what you're feeling
on the ground. Yeah, and now probably nobody else is looking at that because on Onyx it doesn't look the best. So
I'm down low. Then I agree with you on that.
So necessity, it may be an E or an F. Want, probably an S. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would.
Okay. Blinds.
Where'd we put stands?
B, A.
For me, a stand fall. I mean, because anyone can hunt out of it. I mean, that's where there's shouldn't. I guess there's a handful of people out there that maybe have to stand up, but to kill a deer, to be.
I'm E or F. I can cut limbs down.
The quality of quality of the blind. There's so many blinds out there.
If you pick a blind, you're picking S tier blind because you're going to pick the nicest one, which is valid. As far as if you're going to spend the money on, it's kind of like a saddle one. If you're going to spend the money on a blind, spend the money on a blind because you're going to spend it once.
Right.
And
then pack it around, and it opens and closes quickly and easily and everything. But the necessity to kill a deer, I'm probably at a C.
I think I'm with you.
Okay, Legend, you're going to have to go lay back down.
Okay. I have a couple others that may be more random, but I don't know if we want to try those or if we want to kind of stick with that.
Or if you do a speed round.
Food plot seeds.
Don't need them.
F.
Okay. Well,
no,
you don't need a tractor.
But,
or UTV
but remember,
and a ground blind.
but now remember that this is about what you need, not about what you want.
Yeah.
Because I would go S on my food plots. There's nothing like seeing a deer eating in something you planted.
It is rewarding. I love planting and
Okay, so
that stuff. But as far as killing a deer, F.
Okay. So this speed round, land management focus.
Oh.
You wanted a speed round, right?
Yeah.
So, and then if you want to talk about the food plots and stuff, so we'll do focused on land management.
Yeah.
S tier, F tier.
Okay.
What, you don't want that?
I'm tracking. Get her going. So food plots?
So your food plots and your food plot seed.
B.
Okay.
The speed round.
Yeah. F. I'm just thinking to kill a deer.
Bro, he just said land management focus.
Oh, we're
speed
not.
round, land management as the focus. S tier, F tier.
So for everything you
For
want to do on
land
your
management.
property.
Yes. Okay, and what's the first thing you said?
Food plot seed.
Food plot seed. Yeah, probably A or B.
Okay. Tractor.
Oh.
When
Makes
you've done,
life a lot easier.
when you've done it by hand, S.
Okay. UTV.
It helps speed stuff up with like spraying and stuff when you do have the tractor. If I don't have a tractor, I'm going S on the UTV because it's going to do everything for me. If I do have the tractor, I'm going like a D, E. You could do it with a 4-wheeler.
Okay.
I'm probably in the C.
Okay. Skid steer.
Do not need it whatsoever. Do I want it?
Yeah.
S. Yes.
I fall in the exact same thing.
If you are focusing on land management, like genuine land management, and you're going to
Legend,
change
no.
something, you probably need a skid loader. 100%.
Please.
Okay. Land.
Oh.
How do we put that as a? If you're a whitetail deer hunter, it's got to be your goal.
Having land.
Whether it's 1 acre or 100 acres, it is completely different. You can kill a 70-inch deer on public land, and you can kill a 70-inch deer on your own land, and it is going to mean far more to you. And all those things that you just listed about the land management all take on a different level when it's your piece of ground. And if you don't believe me, go look at the episode that we built years ago called Dirt, because I think we kind of nailed it.
I would agree with that.
And so,
Well, I don't know yet, but I would agree with that.
Okay. Land consultant.
If you've never done anything whatsoever, yes, I'm saying S tier, not necessarily on consultant, but have a
someone
mentor.
you can lean on.
Okay.
Somebody who has done it or has more experience than you.
Robbie Pruitt's been our S.
No, Shane
Shane
is
has
my
been
S.
Shane's been our S. I can think of a few.
Yeah.
Shane seemed to make a big difference on our food plots this year.
Yeah. But Robbie from Arrow Seed years ago, he doesn't work for him anymore, but he was my first S.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy came out, looked at the place, walked me through, and that was some of the best food plots I ever planted.
Yep.
Okay. Anything I forgot or that you want to throw in?
I would tell you the seed, legitimately. I mean, you don't have. I would
said
actually.
food plot
seed.
I know you, but the way I rank that lower, because I think that there's a big notion. I already had this question. People are already asking for planting this spring. What to be planting and stuff. Go buy your food plot seed, and you're going to spend a lot more. If you know what you're trying to actually put in there, go to the co-op, and you can probably save yourself a ton of money. Because you're getting a 1/4 acre bag, a 1/2 acre bag of food plot seed, depending on what you're getting. Yes, it may be geared for deer, but if you do a little extra research, you ask some people, you can go get a bag of brassicas for $50. That will do you 10 times as much as something else. And then go get another bag of radishes or something that you want, about the same price, and you've now made your own food plot mix for literally a fraction of the price and get the same result.
Agreed.
Okay.
The one thing that I don't think that you have in there, and it's not a equipment piece, but I'm going back to a previous podcast where we talked about, and I think you had more comments on, you put out something talking about like all you guys relax.
Yeah.
So you're that mental space
Mindset.
See, that's an S for me, because I can tell you there are times when I feel like I can look at one of you guys and think, holy shit, he's close to killing a deer. And I think, or you can look at yourself. You might not know that until after the fact. Even if you didn't kill it, I think there was days you could say, I knew I was going to see RJ today.
Oh, that day when I had him at 15, I knew I could feel it.
And so that's got to be a place you put yourself, because that goes with the confidence because everything in there is building. Because if we could go S on everything, we all would.
Okay, so let's just go. Well, let's go speed round. Speed round, you personally, where you would rank things, and we'll just say money's no object, because there's certain things that, and trying to keep it, as this one is the most important to me. Not that I just go, well, yeah. So importance. So which of these is the most important to you? So it's has nothing to do with money. That we're just not thinking about the cost of things, but like this one is the most important to me. Speed round. You ready? I'll do you first. Bow.
Not C.
Okay. Sight.
Oh, you're going all me? I thought you were.
Yep.
C.
Rest.
C.
Broadheads.
A.
Arrows.
C.
Fletchings.
F.
Quiver.
F.
Rangefinder.
F.
You remember, you can have whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, he's just trying to make it
Binos.
hard on himself then.
What's that?
Binos.
C.
Stabilizers.
F.
Boots.
B.
Clothes.
S.
Pack.
C.
Calls.
S.
Trail cameras.
D.
Tree stand.
C.
Saddle gear. Blind.
C.
App or Onyx.
F.
Release.
B.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna be truthful.
Okay.
He's
did
going
not-
S on everything.
Now, you did not take the point of kill deer. This is your preference now, where money is no object.
Bow.
A,
Sight.
A,
Rest.
A,
Broadheads.
S,
Arrows.
A,
Fletchings.
B,
Quiver.
F,
Rangefinder.
middle, like C,
Binoculars.
B,
Stabilizers.
A,
Boots.
F,
Clothes.
S,
Pack.
E,
Calls.
E,
Trail cameras.
B,
Tree stand.
F,
Saddle gear.
S,
Blinds.
F,
Release.
A,
And I think that was all of them. Oh. App. Onyx.
B or A, B.
Okay. Do you want to read mine for me or should I do
Yeah.
it?
You ready?
Yeah.
Bow,
S.
sight,
S.
rest,
S.
broadheads, S, arrows, S, fletchings,
E.
It still doesn't care. He gets the nicest of everything. It doesn't care about his fletchings. Quiver,
E.
rangefinder,
B.
binos,
S.
stabilizer,
S.
boots,
B.
clothes,
S.
pack.
E.
You didn't do game bags. That's West. Calls,
E.
trail cameras.
S.
I wonder why. Stands,
E.
saddle gear,
S.
blinds,
E.
gym membership, tuning equipment. Oh, why didn't you put some of these in there?
S. Well, because we were getting long.
Apps,
S. I live and die by Onyx.
release.
S.
I have one.
And this is why I have
it's
to work
for
hard.
deer. Never mind. Okay.
There we go.
Warren was pretty much all S.
I'm the Louis Vuitton, I guess.
Yeah.
So we need
Mine is focused around my setup is my most confidence.
That's
whether
why it
I
was
even
for
go
me.
with money or not, if I'm going with my most confidence, that's where I'm building. Then I go down to my personal wear, like clothes, my saddle gear. That's my next thing where I can get places, stay places, and get quietly in places.
Accuracy makes me confident, which
Yep.
helps me with everything else. So my bow, most of you guys know I'm really nitpicky and a freak about, so that matters a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm willing to spend a lot of money on it. Should we do an overview? Just go through what we did real quick, what we'd selected?
As a group, sure.
Yeah.
This is just for your
To kill a deer.
to kill a deer, and what we feel is you should or should not spend.
I don't
money
think
on.
you need to go through each one. I think you can summarize what we've come up with here.
That's what I'm just going to say, was we had S, broadhead, closed, trail cameras. Trail cameras if you're trying to kill a specific deer. A was sight, release, tree stand / saddle gear. B was bow and your arrows. C was rest, stabilizers, boots, calls, and blinds. D was rangefinders and binos. E was fletchings. F was quiver, pack, and apps.
So summarize what you would be trying to tell the person out there listening. What does this tell us? I mean,
that the gear that flings projectiles isn't necessarily always the most important. Honestly, everything ends up really, from what I'm seeing, reflecting on your comfort and state of mind. Because that's why we ended up with clothes and broadheads as S tier, because that made you confident in your state of mind that you weren't willing to compromise on those, and clothes allowed you. Clothes aren't necessarily, it wasn't like, oh, I like these clothes. It was the clothes give me the ability to stay longer and then execute when I need to in a scenario that it's nasty weather.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, I think for me, it's that the message that I would be trying to tell someone that's trying to decide what they need, what they don't need, is when you hear what David Holder is telling you, is help yourself be a better hunter. Like Warren said, there's a confidence in when he's confident in his gear, confident in everything. Know where that is. Know whether that's 22 yards or 17 yards or 24 yards. If you're not confident at 35, just don't shoot it. If you're not confident hunting out of a ground blind, don't get in it. If you're not confident sitting in a saddle, if you're not confident in your gear, then maybe you need to change your gear, work toward, that's where you spend your money. Everything that we've said here is strictly our opinion. I guess I'm just trying to make sure someone understands where I'm coming from. I'm saying there's a whole bunch of this stuff that I hunted with a lot of this stuff without a lot of this stuff. And I was still killing deer then. Maybe I wasn't killing the quality that I am now, and I wasn't picking out a deer. You know what? I was still having just as much fun then as I am now. And so I would never want to think that I couldn't go back to that. And so there's where don't get me wrong, I love that you guys can joke all you want about the trail cameras, and I freaking love them. It's like another hunting. Catching a deer on trail camera, especially video, or coming to our scents, is like winning. Like killing a deer to me. We got this deer. We got him one time. Awesome. However, when it comes to actually hunting them, there's something to be said to be sitting in that stand and have no clue what could show up around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is fun.
Yep.
So anyhow, that's where I guess
that's where I think the curiosity problem becomes, is you have a curiosity that you'd love to be able to say, I could hunt this place and never have an idea of what's going to be there, which usually is overcome by the curiosity of, gosh dang, if I put a camera out, there might be a 200.
Well,
and so where I think the only time this one wins is, when you don't have enough cameras or you can't afford them or whatever, to where it's not an option, because most of us get too curious by the what could be there. Mm-hmm. And like, should I be hunting there the whole time because there's a 220?
Well, and I would say that I would be a liar if I didn't say it would be easier to go there now, meaning to walk out the door tomorrow and go hunt one of our properties and say, I can sit there because I already know what has been there. If I walked into some place in Wisconsin or Illinois and I'd never hunted there, now granted, I would have an idea what caliber is in those states, but I don't know exactly what's there. I could see me it would be harder to sit in that stand for very long or a long time and convince myself, stay here because the giant could walk by. That is what trail cameras do for me. That's all that I'm really looking for, is to know that he existed. And now, David, like to the point of pissing people off, I'll sit and stay because I know he's been here before. I know he's existed in this spot, in this area. So I'll stay. And I would be definitely a hypocrite if I didn't say that not going out and hunting that spot now, I already have that knowledge that could happen. Then like going and picking up an antler ranks higher because now, I know this deer is here.
Well, I think all of your expectations change though too. If you don't have camera, if you're in Wisconsin, you never hunted there, and you see a 150-inch deer, you're probably like,
it's a big deer. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And you're shooting that deer right away. You're not like, is he 3? I wonder. Oh, he's not usually over here. He's just, it's like, meh. Like, come on over here, buddy.
Or there's a 180 here, so I better not pull the trigger or I can't kill the 180.
Oh, I don't think I'd be getting that. I'd be like, that one will do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in another state where then you can come home. That's our problem here is you got one tag. You technically can get two and you can get a late muzzleloader, but for the most part, we're all looking at it as we're trying to kill one tag, fill one tag on a deer we want to kill, and we're fortunate. Usually we have the majority of the season to pursue that. You don't really want to be done early.
Right.
Where like if you're in another state, and you're going to be there for a week or two, I'd be way more open because it's like, oh, well, my season's not over if I shoot this deer, So that's why we went down to my buddy Brock's place a few years ago and shot one of his big up-and-comers.
Poor guy.
Cool.
Now their DNR does it for him.
Oh, they were doing it then too. Are we ready? Are we good?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
So today we're going to do a little bit about tigers.
Nice. I love tigers.
Did you know that tigers can jump up to 30 feet in the air?
I didn't know that.
I don't know if I knew exactly 30 feet, but
I also don't believe that.
No.
Dude, that's flipping insane.
Yeah,
If you need to go to the Smithsonian Institute and see the tiger that is mounted there, because it's a Siberian. I believe it's a Siberian tiger. We might have to fact check me on which one, but it's like you also don't realize how big they are.
Oh, they're
huge. Humongous.
It was like over 1,000 pounds or something. I was like, what? And it's giant. And it talked about how far it could, but you could see how far it could leap because when it was mounted there, it was longer than this table. Already,
that doesn't make sense. I'm talking.
There's 12
feet. That's freaking.
It's like over the ceiling. Like you could jump up onto the freaking roof.
Yeah.
They're highly territorial, and a male's territory can span up to 10,000 square kilometers.
Huh. It's a long ways.
That's insane. How far would that be in miles?
I don't know. You'd have to
Like, isn't a kilometer just a little bit further than a mile? It's like 1.01 or something like that.
Yeah, like 5K is 3.1 miles.
Oh, okay, so it must be a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like 1.25 or something like that, I think.
Here's one last one I'll share that I thought was crazy. Unlike most cats, they're actually incredible swimmers, capable of swimming up to 30 kilometers in a day.
Only that one that they swim a lot.
Being able to swim that far, though, without drowning is unbelievable.
6,213 mile area. That's a big area.
Insane. That's where we try to explain to our fellow Iowans all the time if they do. Usually it's a dog or a bobcat, but the rare instance where they get a picture of a lion, and they'll be like, "Oh, there's a lion back there," we're like trying to tell them. There may have been a lion that went through there, but lions have a very, very mountain lions, probably large territory. Yeah, like they're probably covering a corner of the state.
I think that's roughly equivalent to a mountain lion. Mountain lion territory is like 25 square miles.
60, I thought, or 30 to 60 mile loops is what I thought they normally.
Well, I'd heard 25. Somewhere I'd heard the number 25 square miles. But if you times that by 640, that you're going to end up with a very large number. That same thing as what the tiger is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Hopefully we helped someone out there today. We had a lot of people asking about equipment and stuff like that. So hopefully we kind of steered somebody in the right direction. Again, there's a lot of variables that you could plug into this. And guaranteed, if you're listening to this and you're riding with someone, you're probably having an argument right now. The two of you are about what you would use or what you need, because someone out there is going, bow is an S, and just different stuff like that. So that's what makes it fun. Appreciate all of you guys, podcast listeners. Thank you for following, but just remember to leave the, the reviews,
and share it with a friend.
Share it with a friend. If you're watching, we'll try to give you guys some heads up, like when we did the one with the sheds. This one's not one that you necessarily need to watch. We hope that you will. But other than that,
if you're in the Iowa area and you want to have a fun night, next month we'll have Spring Thunder. If you want to travel, then you're more than welcome to. We'll have that link in the bio.
Is Spring Thunder on our website yet? Is the landing page ready?
Yep.
So you can find the date, March 27th. And then the other one is are still getting lots of people asking. Yes, we're 2 weeks away. I think is today. Today's Friday, right? 2 weeks away from the Iowa Deer Classic. So we'll see you guys at the Iowa Deer Classic, and we got some new sweatshirts. Easton's got ordered in the tan ones. They're not brand new, but new to everyone there. So thank you guys for tuning in, joining us, and we will see you next week on the Raised Hunting Podcast.